Coming up tonight on 25 News at 10, we update the condition of the school bus driver, incredibly conscious and talking.
Plus, just moments after impact, a close-up look at that devastation on I-74.
And we take a look at the scene after the deadly crash last night, what we learned today. That and more starting right now on 25 News at 10.
From WEEK, your home team. This is 25 News at 10.
He was someone that
Normal Community West High School students moved to tears tonight, remembering a man who was a big part of the Wildcat family. It's Thursday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Caitlin Canute. Thank you for joining us. The school's beloved scorekeeper was one of two men killed in that accident last night involving a bus and a semi-truck. Also on that bus, the school's junior varsity girls basketball team. Tonight, our focus turns to the victims of the crash. But first, we do have a recap of what happened.
I-74 mile marker 132 westbound for an accident with injuries. 8 subjects injured. Macomb-Clare 2037.
A total of 3 helicopters. Notify ISP to shut down 74.
If you have enough room for 3 helicopters to land at once.
Just some of the chilling 911 calls from around this time last night. Emergency responders called to the scene of an accident involving a school bus carrying these young women from Normal West High School.
Now, the girls were on their way back from an away game in Champaign when that crash took place on I-74 near Downs in McLean County. All 8 girls on the bus have since been released from the hospital and are recovering tonight. Illinois State Police believe the school bus was hit head-on by a semi-truck traveling the wrong way on I-74.
We do have video of that crash scene, but we should warn you, it's graphic. This cell phone video comes from a fellow trucker, Lupe Guerrero. He said he actually passed the wrong way semi right before it crashed into the school bus. Now, that witness captured the wreckage you see here. Unbelievable looking at this. As you can see, the front end of that bus is nearly gone. And truly, from the looks of things, school officials say it is amazing more lives weren't lost. Still, as we mentioned off the top of the newscast, longtime school volunteer Charlie Crabtree did not survive that brutal impact.
Despite that tragedy, the girls' varsity basketball team decided to play tonight's scheduled game in his honor. Kaylin Pearson was there and met a student whose name will be tied to Crabtree's forever.
Just beside me here is a plaque dedicated to the Charlie Crabtree Award. And as Normal West gathers tonight to remember and honor the man they lost, one student, a recipient of the award bearing his name, knows she will remember him forever.
every day for practice he would walk in and scream "Hi Wildcats," no matter if he was 20 minutes late to practice or 20 minutes early, and he just brought such a positive energy.
Danny Freeman says Charlie Crabtree was more than your average team volunteer.
He was someone that I always looked up to as just being passionate about everything he did, and he had such a big heart and he cared about everyone, no matter who it was, or he just always cared.
Described by Freeman as a grandfather figure, he supported the girls' basketball team not just by keeping score, but by warming their hearts.
It's going to be hard not to have him around because he was around for everything, whether it was a game in Danville or a game home, he was at everything, and just not having him around is going to be really hard for everyone.
Freeman was actually the first recipient of the Charlie Crabtree Award, given to a basketball player who exhibits Charlie's love of the game, sportsmanship, and selflessness. Freeman says in light of his death, she hopes to live her life in his honor.
It's going to be hard to live up to, and I know Maggie Rena, who won it the next year after I did, would say the same thing, that being on that plaque means something special, and it's going to be hard to live up to his name now.
The head coach for the girls' basketball team tells me while they are devastated by this loss, they know this award will go on for many years and continue to honor the man they say they will remember forever. Reporting in Normal, Caitlin Pearson, back to you.
Tough to see that, but of course students aren't alone as they mourn Mr. Crabtree's passing. He was well known to staff as well as the sporting community at large.
That's right. Lauren Melendez now has more from those who knew him. Lauren?
I've spent hours now here on the Normal Community West campus trying to get a pulse from those faculty and students here exactly how they're planning to cope with this loss of Charlie Crabtree. One thing I can say for certain, each of them agrees this community will forever be changed.
Bloomington Normal's, it's a big community, but it's still a small community, and everybody cares about each other.
That nature wholeheartedly embodied by Charles Crabtree, known affectionately as Charlie by those who worked alongside him over the years.
He just kind of had that personality that, kind of would light up a room when he'd walk in. And you knew he was there. Every game you'd go to, you would see him sitting down at the scorer's table.
Dave Olafson of State Farm remembered his friend, the 72-year-old military veteran who every year dedicated time and effort to the State Farm Holiday Classic.
And he just wanted to make sure the kids had a great opportunity and every chance to succeed.
Crabtree's influence extended well beyond the court. Friends say he would surprise players with Gatorade and candy, keep score, serve as an announcer, and volunteer for anything that was needed.
The kids absolutely adored him. Absolutely. I've seen so many of them commenting on remembrances of the bus trips.
Bobby Monroe was previously Crabtree's boss. The former athletic director for Normal Community West said both he and Coach Steve Price, who is slowly recovering with several broken bones, are invaluable assets to Unit 5.
He was one that I could always depend on, to do the right thing and to do right by kids.
Though he was retired, friends say Crabtree never stopped doing what he loved.
How appropriate if when God calls us, you always hope that it's going to be doing what you love to do best in life. And in Charlie's case, that's exactly what happened.
Well, recognizing Crabtree's impact on this community, the school already created an award for him back in 2017. I think it's safe to say now that award will have that much more of an impact moving forward. In Normal, I'm Lauren Melendez for 25 News.
Thank you, Lauren. And new tonight, we've also learned more about the school bus driver involved in the crash. His family identifies him as 64-year-old Mark Kuhn of Hayworth. He remains in intensive care at OSF St. Francis Medical Center. Mark's daughter told us over the phone that he's in critical condition, awaiting multiple surgeries with multiple broken bones and a serious lung injury. Wow. As for the driver of the semi that was killed in last night's crash, he has been identified as 34-year-old Ryan Hoot of Delmar, Iowa. He was taken by life flight to OSF St. Francis Medical Center, but did not survive.
Kyle Beachy continues our team coverage now with more from Hoot's employer. Kyle?
The driver of the semi was Ryan Hoot, 34 years old, from Delmar, Iowa. He worked for Jason Farrell Trucking, a small company based out of Clinton, Iowa. His boss, Jason Farrell, says he can't believe this happened.
Good man. He deserves nothing. I don't know why what happened. I feel bad for everybody.
Farrell tells us Hoot left behind a wife and children. Illinois State Police are still investigating the crash, but they have said it appears the semi was traveling east in the westbound lane when it hit the school bus head-on. They have not released whether the truck crossed the median into oncoming traffic or got onto the highway going the wrong way.
Thank you, Kyle. And we did send a crew out to the scene of that accident during the daylight hours today. While they were there, they noticed officials were still at the scene investigating. You can see them there taking pictures. Our crew also discovered, though, what appears to be fresh tire tracks crossing the median about a football field before the scene of that crash. However, Illinois State Police could not confirm for us if those tracks were indeed related to last night's accident. We're still awaiting word on what could have possibly caused that driver to travel the wrong way.